Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer, and if you notice, there's something different about Cooking Crave today, and it's not just the chef. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer, and we have a special guest chef today, our own Kenny from Consolidated, and we are in his home. Laverne is on vacation, and so Kenny has agreed to do a paddlefish show. So, Kenny, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is going to be awesome. You're going to show us 3 different ways to cook up a paddlefish. We got some paddle cakes, we're going to grill a paddlefish, and we got some paddle chowder.
That is correct.
All right, where do you want to start?
Well, I got big shoes to fill, but we're going to start with the soup, which we're going to, we brown up a little bacon. We make a roux.
Okay.
We start with some celery, some onions, and then we'll go from there.
All right, well, let's get started.
So we'll get it started. Put the bacon in first.
Okay.
And we'll
we're setting this on high. We're just going to cook it up.
Yeah, I cook everything on high.
So that looks like about a cup of bacon.
Yeah, it's actually about 4 strips.
Okay.
But we will brown this up.
Okay.
We'll add a little bit of butter, and then we will put our celery and onions in there.
Okay.
And we'll get it and we'll make a roux, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Okay, so while that's cooking up, are we starting on anything else?
We are going to start on our other dish, which are our paddle cakes.
Paddle cakes.
I've never heard of them before. I've never seen them before.
Okay.
But I made them.
Well,
so it's kind of a unique little thing.
When you bring stuff to Consolidated, when we have these little cook-offs, you usually win. So I trust your judgment.
But these, my wife and kids really enjoy. Last time I made them, I made 24 of them, and there wasn't one left. So
awesome.
They're kind of like a fish burger or fish fillet. It's kind of like a crab cake.
Okay.
We start with like 3 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
We're gonna put in, and what we're gonna do is do our celery and our onions, basically just like our soup. I think everything starts with celery and onions, so.
It does.
And we'll start that way.
I'll watch the bacon over here while you're doing that.
Oh, we gotta get the butter to melt, so we're gonna have our soup, which is a chowder.
Okay.
We're gonna have paddle cakes, and then we're gonna do a grilled salmon, or a grilled paddlefish, basically like a salmon.
All right. All right.
I will some tin foil out. We'll get this prepared also for the grill.
Okay.
We had a really good year of paddle fishing this year.
So you were kind of explaining a little bit to me, but is up by Williston on the Yellowstone?
We're on the Yellowstone River.
And explain a little bit, because I'm not going to be able to repeat what you said.
Well, the paddlefish, they stay in the lake until they mature.
Okay.
And then they go upriver to spawn.
Okay.
Kind of like a salmon.
Yep.
And they split the Missouri and the Yellowstone. And we fish the Yellowstone, and we usually have pretty good luck.
And that was just this month? That was just a couple weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago.
So This is fresh fish.
Our paddlefish doesn't last long here.
No. And actually, I'm going to show everybody, our viewers. This is the fish that Kenny caught. It's huge. So if you can zoom in on that, I don't know if the light's going to hit it wrong, but that's a pretty big fish.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
Okay.
We'll just brown the bacon up. Get a good start on it anyway. And throw a little celery. I'm going to save that.
So that looks like about 4 cups of celery, would you say?
Well, I'm using it for both. I use a whole stalk because it's just a filler.
Okay.
So that'll probably be enough for the paddle cakes. Then I add
So you're a this and that kind of cooker.
I am.
That's all right though. That's the best cooks.
I do like onions in it also.
Yeah.
My kids could do without, but I just don't tell them. And I use
When it's cooked and stuff, it adds an awesome flavor.
But we will get this to an opaque.
Okay.
And then we'll mix that into another bowl over here.
Perfect.
Yes, it'll be delicious.
I have no doubt. No
Right.
doubt.
Well, I'm going to add a little bit of butter into that.
Okay. Into the bacon?
Yeah. Before we put our...
It looks like a couple tablespoons.
Yeah, it's 2.5, 3, about that. And we'll go from there.
Today we are not worried about the ongoing cholesterol problem.
Well, right. That's why it's good. You know? That's why it turned out good.
Right.
But you just kind of want to get your bacon a little bit crisp, you know, so
Yep.
it's cooked through. And like I said, we're just going to make a roux. So we'll let that get going.
Okay.
A few minutes, and then we'll put our celery in there.
Awesome.
I'm going to use this knife. We'll set up our part that's going to be grilled. Now, paddlefish has got a big fillets, so we usually cut them into about, you know,
I
usable,
mean, that looks like a steak.
usable chunks, you know.
Absolutely.
And like I said, we love paddlefish. I know
And I can't say that I've had paddlefish before, so, you know, if you take it, let's just put it in something that I would be familiar with, walleye.
it's after walleye.
You
We
won't go back.
paddle fish in between walleye fishing.
Okay.
Is what it is. But
Okay.
I don't know if a lot of people know how to make paddlefish because I hear a lot of people saying, "Ooh, paddlefish." I don't know.
You gotta
We've
experiment
learned
too,
to
though.
really like it. So
Yeah.
unless they're cooking it wrong, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that could be.
But we'll see. Maybe we can help them. I should.
That's good.
Yep, I think we're going to turn that down. And we will add in our celery.
So we had about 2 cups in this and 2 cups in the other one.
Yeah,
All right.
it's about half and half.
The rest of the onions.
Yep. And we'll get that kind of cooked in a little bit. Yeah, I'll use that for a minute. Get this going. And we'll start with other things.
So would you rather, when you're cooking, does it matter where is it? Is it if it's in the house, or do you prefer to grill? What's your preference? Doesn't matter?
No.
You like to cook.
I like grilling because it's, I don't know if it's more healthy or not.
Yeah.
That's what we prefer, I guess. So, so let's get that going.
Okay.
Excuse me while I grab another dish. What I do on the grill one is I usually like a salmon. I do a lemon, dill, butter.
Okay.
And I kind of baste it on there, and I put a little bit of sea salt. And then when I grill it, I put smoked chips on the grill.
Okay.
I kind of make a tent with it open, so it takes in the flavor of the chips.
Okay.
And
So it's not just a grill. I mean, you're using different things too. So these are
it
awesome tips.
kind of
here for
tastes
our
like a
viewers.
smoked fish.
Yeah.
My wife really likes it. I mean, we used to do a lot of the deep frying, but it's carnival food.
Yeah, you can only, well, I mean, I'm sure either way is going to be excellent, but
Yeah.
you find a way that cuts down a little bit on.
It does.
The
It's
calories.
very good. But now getting back to your cholesterol thing.
Oh no, I like it all, Kenny. I'm not telling you that's
All
a
right.
bad thing.
But
It just probably can't eat like that every day.
I know it. I'm going to microwave this just a little bit just to soften it up.
All right.
And then I'm going to have to grab my dill.
You can grab away.
Alright. Excellent stuff.
All right. So this is a special seasoning, an all-purpose Greek seasoning.
Yes, that is
right.
very, I use that on everything.
So like when you're grilling, or do you use it like over here too?
Everything.
Okay.
It's just a seasoned salt.
Okay.
It really turns everything very good.
The family likes it.
Yes, they do. I need to find my brush. Sorry about that. So we'll
Brush it on.
baste a little bit of butter on there so our seasoning stick.
Yep.
And then we don't have to spray.
Put it on underneath. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I gotta check this. A few things going at once. Huh?
That's okay. That's how cookers do it.
That's gotta go back up a little bit. Get a little bit softer. And then we'll go a little bit of dill.
And then this is, you said dill.
This is dill, yes.
Okay.
You don't want to overdo it too much, but that's how I do salmon, also with a little lemon, dill, and butter.
Okay.
Like I said, this is an excellent seasoning.
Is it kind of like a substitute for a salt?
It is. It's
Okay.
a seasoned salt, but it has a garlic. I don't know what they have in it.
It's just.
If they told you, everybody'd make it.
That's right. That's right.
Sea salt. A little bit.
Perfect.
And that's about it.
Well, that's all you have to do when
A
you
little
grill.
lemon.
The grill does the work.
Yep. And a little bit of lemon. And that's it.
There you go. So that's
So
ready
that
to
one-
go on the grill.
Yep. What I'll do is roll it down. Just roll in my ends. I do like a little pup tent, so then I can open it up and let the steam out after
Okay.
it cooks a little bit. But that one will go out onto the grill.
Okay.
So we're done with
one's
that
ready
one.
to go.
I'll get back to this. That's looking all right. Looks like a lot of vegetables and everything, but it's a
They cook
soup.
down.
And it's a chowder. So
Right.
it's,
And we can certainly just let this cook up to where it needs to be and come back in just a few moments
Okay.
so our viewers can see what it should look like before we start adding to it.
let that cook a little bit more. Check on this side. Go a little bit.
All right.
Okay. In that time, we will get ready for our paddle cakes.
Awesome.
So, I kind of just kind of guess a little bit. You know, I'm gonna need some for the soup. I'm gonna need some for this, so probably half and half. So,
Sure.
when
I mean, that's a lot of meat in here.
Right. When I first started making these, I thought, well, I better mince it really small so it gets there, and then pretty soon it was like eating a stuffing from Thanksgiving.
Right.
It was kind of mushy. So then I started to make them bigger and bigger, and so I just kind of into strips and cube it.
Okay.
About 2 pounds is what
Okay.
but it'll all get minced in.
And so how many years have you been going up to fish?
We never did it when I was little. My father never did it. He never, actually, probably didn't know about it.
Right.
And then I was introduced to it actually as I started working at Consolidated.
Okay.
One of the Bowman guys.
Oh yeah.
Davy Lockhart, I better throw a
Absolutely.
perk in on that. But he
Yeah.
showed me how to fish,
Well,
where to fish.
And one day I'm going to get him on the show too because
you
he
go.
loves to cook just like you.
Yep. But I did send him these pictures that what we had there, and he was giving me heck about. He taught me well, so.
Absolutely.
And I passed the tradition on to my boys. They really enjoy it. Kind of a family outing.
How many? I mean, like we were just visiting a little bit earlier. So you just get one fish. I mean, if you get a fish, that's it
You get one tag.
for per year.
Right, and it's not just as easy going up and just catching them, because there are people that have fished for years that have never caught one.
There's a little bit of an art to it.
And it's a snagging. You snag them. So it's not sit on the shore and wait for them to bite. You have to cast and work for them a little bit to.
And that's a pretty big fish you got, and you reeled that in by yourself, or you need help for that?
No, you have to reel them in by yourself.
Okay.
You can have help getting them out of the water,
Okay.
which they gap them,
Gotcha.
and then drag them up on shore for you. And there's usually people around that help you with all that. Oh, I think I'm gonna go with a little bit, probably this.
A little bit more.
Well, my family really likes it, so it's not like this will go
So
to
when they get home tonight from school and work, there is going to be no leftovers.
There will not be, guaranteed. Yeah.
So they probably were pretty excited that you were taking a day off today to cook with me.
They were. Because now they know what they're having for dinner, and this is usually a Sunday meal
Yep.
for us. But during the week is good too.
Absolutely. I'll take fish anytime.
You bet. Turn that down. I'm about ready to add my flour into that. That's about good here.
Yeah, that's looking
So we're gonna take that off for a minute,
okay.
and then let's finish this up. Just trimming this. And I make a pickle fish
Okay.
out of paddlefish. If you ever had pickle herring like on the salad bar,
Okay. Yep.
this is an excellent fish for that.
So you just like have it in a bucket and you cure it. How do you do that?
It's a process. You put it in a vinegar for
Okay.
like 4 days and it cures it.
Okay.
And then you put it in a jar, which is paddlefish. I put some garlic in there, onions, and then a pickling spice, a brine.
Yep.
Then you put it in the fridge, and then you forget about it for a while. And then when you remember about it,
It's about done.
it's done.
Cool.
And it is very good. We usually do it in a gallon jar, and that doesn't hang out too long either.
I wouldn't think it would.
It's very good. Okay, well, we got that cut up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna cut this up right away, and we'll use this for our soup.
And so, I mean, you've obviously deboned this.
There are no bones in the paddlefish.
There's no bones.
No, there's cartilage. As
Okay.
you can see the cartilage. When they clean a paddlefish, that's a really big fish right there.
Mm-hmm.
When they clean it, there's a layer of fat on it, which
Okay.
is the red meat. You don't want to eat that.
Okay.
So when up at the confluence, they have a caviar spot or a caviar place that they clean the fish for the eggs.
Okay.
The eggs are donated to, they go back to the Game of Fish, then they go to the Williston Lions Club, which
Okay.
they disperse of the money and the eggs, and
Gotcha.
a company buys the eggs from them, and then they disperse the money that way. So
Okay.
it pretty much stays in the community, but they do make a lot of money on the eggs, I think.
I would think that they would. We're not going to talk price or anything, but you can say that. They make a lot of money.
Yeah. And it's kind of a good, this year it went really fast. The fishing season, they have a quota of 1,000 fish.
Okay.
We're pretty close to that. And when they shut it down, when it gets close to that, they'll give you a notice And after that, then you only have so long to fish. If you don't catch it within that time,
You're done.
yeah.
So even though you have a tag, once they reach their
You're
1,000,
done.
you're done. Okay.
Yeah. I think they have a couple catch and release days
Okay.
where you can just go and have fun and cast and try and catch them.
Well, I mean, that's good practice, right?
Well,
Or is it kind of not so fun?
oh, you really don't need to practice.
You don't, Kenny. I'm not saying you.
Because after the first day, you feel a lot of bones in your body that you haven't felt in a long time.
Well, that's a big fish.
Yeah. Like I said, not everybody catches one. So you cast a little bit, and then you sit down, and whoever's alongside there, they can get in on that spot where you're casting, and kind of share spots. And
Well, this almost looks like chicken. How meaty it is.
it's like a turkey, like a flake,
Okay.
or a meaty. It's not like a walleye where it flakes.
Okay.
But that's why it's kind of good. Oh.
Make sure that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good.
It will be. I'm gonna have to get a little flour out of the pantry there,
Okay.
if I can.
You betcha.
Excuse me.
Yep.
And this is about a quarter cup is what we put into like the soup to make a roux.
Okay. And you're just adding it directly to
I
the
am.
vegetables
Yeah.
and the bacon. Okay.
I do. It's just a thickening type agent.
Yep.
I'll get that mixed in. Kind of soaks up the butter and just.
Perfect.
Yep. And then what we do is we're going to add milk into this,
Okay.
and that is your base for your soup. So it's a chowder.
Do you need me to grab you the milk?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
excuse me. Sorry about that. And it's 4 cups of milk.
Okay. This is what happens when the family does the dishes,
I know.
right?
That's right. That is, yes.
And
You want to add it cold.
Okay.
Um,
And you're using regular. I mean, you're using milk, so you're not ever using like a make your own milk.
No,
Like
what I do is I use, well, there's just a little bit. I use 4 cups of milk.
Okay.
From there, if it gets too thick, I thin it out with a chicken broth,
Okay.
or and it will thicken up.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's just right, just leave it, And then towards the end, we add a little bit of cream to make it that much better.
Well, of course.
That's yeah, we're gonna go like that. So we'll turn that back up. I'm gonna add my potatoes.
Okay. So you dice some potatoes.
Yep. I don't like to overwhelm it with too much potatoes because it kind of takes away from the fish. But
And you dice these pretty small too. So I mean, it looks like you probably got about 2 cups in there.
yeah, I think that's about what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
And you don't want to add your fish too quick to this. You want to have your potatoes come up and get soft.
Okay. It won't take too
before
long
you're-
before the fish
'cause
to cook.
Right, I do this recipe with walleye also,
Okay.
and if you add it too quick, it will just flake apart, and then it'll be like a mush. And
Okay.
and then you
want it to
won't really
stay.
get the fish. But
Okay.
okay, okay, well, we are going to start with our paddle cakes. Just gonna get this transparent, and then I'm gonna go and put that right into here.
Smelling awesome, Kenny.
Yeah, it's kind of a
And we just got the vegetables so far.
Yeah. And I'll use this one. We'll get it all mixed up. So to this, I use paddlefish, crackers, and some egg.
Okay.
That's about it. And then what we'll do is I put them on a bigger pan. When I patty them up, I put flour on the outside, and then patty them up and go from there.
Okay.
So let's use mayo, my crackers. I use a whole sleeve of crackers.
And this is Ritz crackers what we're using?
There, yeah.
That's the best, or do you use any kind?
It's just a filler.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could be
I
saltines.
like Ritz because it has the buttery
Okay.
flavor to it.
Okay. That's
just
the
like
kind you recommend.
Like a crab cake, it has a cracker fill or a bread
Yep.
or a bread fill. And I usually use the whole sleeve. You just kind of crush them up as they go in. They'll get broken up more as you stir it around. And,
Right. Well, this is my son's favorite crackers, so we always have these around.
they go good with pickle fish. That's why we have them around too.
They go good with fish.
Yes, they do. We'll just kind of mix that in. Kind of careful not to outside the.
Yeah, start with big enough bowl.
Oh, yep. Oops. And a little to that, a little mayo. All crab cakes have mayo.
Okay.
And that's about a quarter cup of what we'll put in there.
Okay. Secret ingredients.
Well, no, not really that secret. You can Google the recipe and it pretty much comes up. And that's about what I did. I Googled it so I could find out what I all needed
Okay.
or how they made them. And I just kind of copied that.
And then you put your own Kenniness on it.
I do, yeah. And like I said, I made these one time and my family really liked them. So just something different.
Yep. And the salt goes in
Yep, I use a lot of this seasoning. Very good. Yeah.
And some lemon. So do you use a lot of fresh lemons when you cook?
I like fresh lemon, yeah. It's nothing matches it. The little jar that you buy in the store doesn't. Mm-hmm. You know, well, yeah. So we'll get that all mixed up.
I love the smell of lemon. It's awesome.
It is good, isn't it? Okay. Now I'm gonna have to set up for that, so
Okay.
check my soup here. All right. Oh, I got another one in here. Oh, that's coming along just fine.
So it's fine. You're adding the milk cold, but you're wanting it to
Yep.
boil and cook everything up.
Yep. So right now we're basically trying to cook our potatoes.
Okay.
Once the potatoes are close to being finished, then we'll add our fish in.
Okay.
And our others, some seasoning, some salt and pepper. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit and let it simmer. Okay. I'm gonna get my other pan here. Since these cakes are gonna be pretty good size, I use
We have an outlet down here. Okay.
I do, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this fish back into this.
We could set that right over here because this is
All
what's
right.
going in the chowder, right?
That's gonna go in the chowder, yes.
Okay. I'll set it over here. See, this is about what I do, when I'm cooking with my mom too. I just set stuff. She
Just
does
move
the
it
work.
away.
I do the talking. I might stir a spoon every now and
I said
then.
them are big shoes to fill, our Laverne. So
Oh yeah, they are. She's a good cooker.
yes, she is. So we're gonna heat that up. Just regular little oil
Okay.
with Gonna coat the bottom of the pan a little bit so nothing sticks.
Perfect.
So we'll let that heat up.
Do you have a preference, like when you're cooking, do you use olive oil or just regular vegetable oil?
That's just regular vegetable oil. I do have
Okay.
olive oil too, but if I don't want it to burn, you know.
Sure. And we're just adding a little salt and pepper in there
Just
right
salt
now.
and pepper right now. Yeah. I think I'm gonna thin this out a little bit.
Okay.
But now we are. Turn that way down.
It's pretty thick right now without adding
Right.
the fish.
So I'm gonna add 1 can of chicken broth for now while it's cooking. Kind of thin it out a little bit.
Sure. Well, it
Oh,
just adds a
you
little bit
probably
more
could
flavor.
skip that flour part, but I don't know. The recipe always told me to use it, so
Oh yeah.
I did. You know. And there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You can smell it. That's
Little seasoned salt.
and that. I'm
Yep.
gonna have to get some of that.
You will have
So
to.
where do you purchase this?
The store up north.
Okay. You can find it in Dickinson.
You can.
Okay.
That was actually shown to me by a Louisianan. Said you
Okay.
need to try this, and I tried it about 5 years ago, and
And it's stuck.
it did. Very good. Yep. With that, they're still heating up. Huh? So,
Pretty hot.
yeah, it's getting there. What I do is put a little bit of flour.
I like this pan. It's deep.
What's that?
I like this pan. It's deep.
Yes. We used to have a shallow one, and
Yeah.
we have 3 kids, so we need big pan.
Yep.
So I just kind of throw some flour down. This is kind of a messy deal right here, because you gotta use your hands, you know.
That's
Um,
what cooking's about.
right. But
I can make anything look messy though, Kenny.
I get them in a bowl. Oh, you know what I forgot? Egg. I did. I'm sorry.
You forgot what?
I forgot an egg.
Oh, okay.
Turn that down a little bit.
See, you didn't forget it. You just remembered it at the right spot.
Right. Just to, with everything, egg will hold it together, I guess, when it cooks. So.
And so, with all the fishing that you do do like a fish fry for extended family?
With my family, the fish doesn't hang around too long. I have
You don't have to
a
invite
sister
people over
that
to get-
knows where I put it. That and
See,
it's
but
like
I
to
wouldn't
share.
get it. I just wouldn't come and get it. I would just come over and say, "Hey, Kenny,
Right, no,
I'll
that's
bring
what
the
she does.
beverages." You know.
But I do like to share.
Yeah.
So, see, and you just do like a little cake.
So about a palmful you got there.
And I just dust it
Perfect.
a little bit and sneak it in, just like that.
So when you first started making these, did you just have like little balls?
know-
You started out like a meatball size.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started to
Like
a little
that.
bit bigger
Yeah.
because
Got to go bigger.
yeah, the kids were eating them, and I had to try it to see how they would work,
Yep.
and they liked them. So,
All right.
and I have really picky kids. If you can hide onion in here and then tell them there's no onion, it works good.
And they don't know that?
No, they don't. Shh, now they do. But like I said, it's a little messy. But I tried to drop it down into the flour, but it just didn't work for me.
No, this works perfect.
You want to stir that
I can.
soup if you could, please?
I can. Are we gonna put the cover on and cook them for a while
Yeah,
so
I
the
will.
inside's good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I said what I usually did was brown them and then I put them on a pan and put them in the oven for a few minutes just to make sure that everything is
cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to eat paddlefish sushi. I've never tried that though.
I'm not a big raw fish kind of person.
Yeah.
I like stuff cooked. The only thing I like raw, Kenny, is cookie dough and cake batter.
Cake batter.
Brownie batter. You're not supposed to have that. They have the warning right on the box.
For the cake batter?
Yep. Shouldn't do
I think
that.
that's what my parents always told me was never eat raw cake batter or cookie dough.
But it's good stuff.
I don't know.
It hasn't killed me yet.
See, when you get down towards the end, all of your hands get kind of sticky
Well,
and
it's
everything
getting with
sticks.
the flour and
So we're gonna go.
I'm making you do all the work.
That's all right. I enjoy that. I'm gonna go to about there.
All right. Got to get the gook off.
Yeah, it's sticky.
It gets thick.
Yes, it does.
So we have the pan right about.
Well, I got to turn it up a little bit. I turned it down to get it hot.
Okay.
Now I turned it down.
So if I put it up to like 350, would that work?
Yep, that will be just fine.
Or do you go to 375?
Yeah, like I said, we'll just watch it.
Okay.
Let's go like that. There you go. And they're kind of messy, you know, but they're so good. I'll make those a little later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll finish them in the microwave or in the oven.
Okay. So there, we got them browned on both sides really well.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, you might have used 2 eggs because we have quite a bit of.
Yeah, they like to
ingredients,
fall
but-
apart, you know.
But they're going to taste great anyway.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
You know, I know a lot about his presentation, but they look phenomenal, Kenny. So do not worry.
That one did fall.
So we're just going to put these on a foil pan and pop it in the oven. Do you have it like at 350 or what?
350 is what I have it on.
And this is just to ensure that it's just cooked throughout.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And so how long are we going to bake them then?
So we're ready to eat.
Okay.
Just a couple minutes,
Okay.
and then
You're good.
we'll go from there. Check my soup again. I did turn it up to get the potatoes going. This is one of my daughter's favorite soup. And
It's good.
it is very good. So, yeah, that one's gonna.
All right.
Try to get this one out.
Perfect. Got a couple straggler pieces, but those
Them
be
are-
tasty too.
Those are, yeah. We'll just
Okay.
leave them go for a little bit. And,
Well, we'll come back when that's ready to go.
okay.
All right. All right. Well, welcome back. We got the fish off the grill, and we're going to open the packet and see what we got.
It's always a surprise. Oh,
That smells really good, Kenny.
it is very good.
I have no doubt.
I'm gonna
And it
check
has
on
that,
my-
you know, like you were saying, that you kind of grill it with,
What I do is I
what type of chips are you using out there?
just throw on like smoking chips, hickory
Yep.
chips on your grill, and then when I don't flip it, so I just kind of open it up like a pup tent.
Yep,
I let that smoke get in there. I just let the heat do its work, and
that's right. The
and
grill's
you
a
don't want to
phenomenal thing.
overcook paddlefish because it's got an oil in it,
Okay,
and I that's a really unique flavor, I think.
Okay.
So I don't overcook the fish.
okay,
I'm gonna add the fish into our soup.
Okay.
My potatoes are done, or into our chowder. And like I said, it'll just take a few minutes for our fish to cook
okay.
because it is cut thin, and you don't want
And like you said, you don't want to overcook this.
No, it'll cook. I mean, you could just turn the heat off right now and it would cook the fish. But
Okay. And so when you're If you have leftovers, I should say, not when. If you
I
have
have
leftovers.
3 kids. I don't have leftovers.
This is something that you can heat up very easy. I mean, it's not anything
Yes.
you have to do
Microwavable. Like I said, my son is a senior this year. His friends come over and eat.
You feed the neighborhood.
I do.
Yeah.
Which is good.
That's
But
right.
to this, when you serve, I will put I add a little cream into it
Okay.
to give it that more richness.
Okay.
But like I said, the fish is just about cooked.
There you go.
It's that quick. So
Perfect. So you really do want to make sure that all your
Yep.
vegetables are good and the potatoes are soft before you add it.
yep. And what I did with the paddle cakes is I took them out of the fryer,
Right.
the frying pan,
Put 'em in the
and I
oven.
just throw them in the oven while I'm doing other things just to make sure that it is cooked. And
Mm-hmm.
that pretty much was cooked, but it's just
Just to make sure.
yes. But I'll pull them out.
This is the one thing that
There's them.
the viewers can't ever experience is how everything smells and everything, and they don't get to taste it other than when they cook it themselves. But they'll be in for an extra special treat when they prepare these for their families.
Very good. Yes. So to plate these up,
Okay.
usually use a wild rice. Try to sneak a cake
Perfect.
there. And we'll put that one there.
Perfect.
And grab a fork here. Well, here we'll
Just take out that little piece.
see the bottom.
See, the bottom turned out really nice, and it's kind of like golden brown.
It caramelizes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, that looks so awesome.
and
Oh, the garnish king. Oh,
Yeah,
this
there you
looks
go.
perfect. Absolutely perfect.
that's from watching the cooking channels.
There you go. So who is your favorite chef when you're watching the cooking channel?
Mine probably the Pioneer Woman.
Okay. All right. I like watching all. You learn
Down to
something
earth, she is. So have at it, Rhonda.
All right. I can't eat on TV. I'm a messy eater, Kenny.
Oh, I gotta.
We got to get the chowder.
I'll have to plate up some chowder. Like I said, I'm gonna add just a little bit of cream to this.
Okay.
Um,
And we didn't talk about the ingredients before the show, but we'll have the recipes online for you, and you'll also be able to go down and get the recipes at Country Rose Cafe. She is our newest sponsor for Cooking Crave, and I'm sure that she's probably going to be trying this chowder herself. I think she makes like 30-some soups herself for the cafe. So if she
Yeah,
doesn't
and like
already
it-
have this in her
and you
recipe
can
book,
substitute the different fishes for
yeah, she's going to be having this one, I'm sure.
whatever you would like.
Oh, it smells awesome. I know that it's going to taste awesome as well.
Yeah, that's what we have.
All right. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. I want to thank you so much, Kenny, for being my guest chef today.
Oh, thanks for having
You
me.
did a phenomenal job.
I don't think I'll take Laverne's job. That's
Well, if she
has
goes on
nothing to
vacation
fear,
again
so
next
there you
year,
go.
I might
Yeah.
ask you. Thank you so much for joining us on Cooking Crave, and join us next week when we do it all over again.